Good morning, Rula. How are you?
But let me tell you the honest truth. I'm not going to tell you no lie. Tired. I never went to bed till late this morning. Somebody called me and woke me up last night, and boy, it was difficult for me to fall back asleep. Somebody called, these people, they're trying to get your attention to support them flyers or them going to do some stuff. And them think you like them. You must up till late. And I mean, the person woke me up about 10:30. I never fall back asleep. Somebody that watch news, work on Palace, do everything. So how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. But you kind of left me in a dark place this morning.
Are we?
Two sad stories, and now you said you didn't get any sleep. So now I gotta flip and twist the thing around and get us back on a higher frequency.
No, me good still enough. Me good still doing enough. No, man, me good, man. Trust me. Me good. I don't even drink no water. Normally I drink 1, 2 bottles of water before me sure I need some cash. But me good, man. Trust me.
No,
Especially.
no, no, no. You need to drink the water. You need to drink the
Yeah,
water.
me have one right beside me. But me not open it.
It's just a little heavy this morning. So you had the story about the young girl,
Oh, you
the
mean?
14-year-old girl.
Oh, isn't that sad?
Yeah, it's sad, but that's
Jeez.
part of why I do what I do. There is definitely a sickness. There's a lot of dis-ease going on mentally, emotionally, physically. It's not just the body. People are sick.
Yeah,
People are
exactly.
sick. They're
Exactly.
they're looking for love in all the wrong places. They know they need that connection, but their bodies are so intoxicated with so much filth and so much rubbish that it's hard for them to even make any type of rational decisions at all.
Because you talk about higher frequency, right? Which is an excellent topic when you came up with that topic some 2.5 months ago, right? Now, he may have started off with good intention, said he's going to help out a little girl with the bus, with the, with the lunch money. But then, I mean, it just flipped. 37 years old, a 14-year-old girl. You know her from.
But Rula,
Uh-huh.
let me take it back a little further because
Yeah,
I'm a
man.
mother.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Hmm.
So the problem is not only with the man. The mother asking this man to really.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's the one that linked them together.
Hold your thought there, Sister T. I've been reading some of the comments on Facebook when I put it up. And many of the comments that are coming in are on the side that you've just made. Which,
I mean, I'm not going to link my daughter with any grown man. I don't care. Father could be under the grave, whatever. If it's not someone that was sanctioned by him when he was alive, there's not going to be any bridge toward my child. If I need your help, a grown woman, will need your help. And you won't know where it's going. Because if you're helping me, you're helping me. You don't need to know if it's going to lunch money, if it's going to toilet paper. I don't care what it's going to. You will never have a link to my child. So see, there's several implications. There's a lot of things wrong with this picture. But the main thing is that Mama Bear did not protect her youngin. And that's the bottom line.
and Sister T, you are probably right. I'm not saying you're wrong there. But let's just play the devil's advocate now, man. You're in Jamaica, probably out in the countryside. Not probably, they're out in the countrysides there. And this kid want to go to school. And the mom may have, like I said, just reach out to him for the help. At what juncture, though, does that mother, you're saying the mother should have picked up on something and able to cut it off immediately in terms of having that relationship, that 14-year-old with a man?
No, what I'm saying is that if the mother reached out for help, then that's all it should have been. There shouldn't have been any line to the daughter. If I'm asking you for help, what do you care what I'm going to do with the help? So if I'm coming to you and I say, listen, brother Rula, we're on hard times. We out here in the woods, blah, blah, blah. Baby girl wants to go to school. She just needs I don't even have to tell you what the specifics are. We're out here. I need some help. We're in a bad position right now. I need some help. Why am I going to put my daughter in the picture? That's the part that I'm talking about. It's not that she shouldn't ask for help. Ask for help. I'm all for asking for help and getting the community involved, but be mindful of what you're doing because she can ask for help. She didn't have to link it to the daughter is what I'm saying.
Yes, but well, you have a good point there. But You know, some of
I
the
mean,
man.
that's it.
But
If you're asking for help, you're asking for help. Now, if I go to you and say, "Oh, look, the girl needs this, she needs that," go talk to her. You know, as a matter of fact, she might be hungry. Take her out to lunch. Then you're setting yourself up. You're setting yourself up.
Yeah.
I mean, true, he has to be responsible, but you got to be even more vigilant. That's your child. That's a girl. Even if it was a boy. I mean, I'm just not that free with my children.
Yeah.
I'm not free with my children like that.
But I don't know. Look, I'm not saying the mom did the right thing, but sometimes the circumstances for those folks, you know. Look. Well.
Yeah, but you are saying to help. I'm not saying that she was wrong to ask for help, and I can understand being hungry or whatever the story was. I can understand. What I'm saying is that be mindful, be smart about it. Okay, you need help. Your family needs help. That's it. Not, oh, my daughter needs this, that, and the other. Go talk to her. Could you do this for her? No. There's where the imperfection was. There's where it was. That link there. She was never to link it to the child. Get the help, but don't link it. You understand what I'm saying? The man and the daughter never should have had a relationship at all.
Right. Yeah, some of the folks on Facebook are saying, look, man, the mom should go to prison too. So
I think she should be held accountable. I don't know if she should go to prison, but she has a hand in this messy, nasty stew. She has a hand.
Yeah. And you're right. Saying all this stuff you said already, it got to a certain point. But now you're this little idiot man I come talk about the 14-year-old girl and make advances on him.
We already know what that's about, the energy and all that stuff. And
the energy that you
at the same time, he should have been responsible and mature enough to shut the thing down. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? And he couldn't, but maybe mentally he wasn't able to. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Right.
But at the same time, I took it back to the first step. So I'm not even up to the man. In my vision, he was never even with her because I never gave access. So you understand what I'm saying? So to get to that point, it's almost whatever happens. I'm not saying that it's right, but it's almost whatever happens. And then these girls, you know what they watch. You know what's being promoted on TV. You know what's being promoted in the music. It's sex gets everything. Look, for a phone.
Yep.
A phone, not even food. The mother was talking about lunch money. Baby girl wanted a phone.
I know. You know, Sister T, last year I was in Jamaica, you know, and I went to Digicel to upgrade my phone so I can use my phone. And I saw two schoolgirls come inside, you know, my sister. And, you know, the phone, them, when me go in there, I look at some like a $5,000 phone, you know. And I say, me can't afford that phone, them. But me see some two little schoolgirl, them can't be more than 14 and 16. Or some $60,000 and $35,000 cell phone them I look on. So you know who go pay for them? That same kind of man like we kill. But I'm tell you, you're right though. You're right. This world is just lost.
It's sad. All the priorities are out of whack, and you know we can't blame the kids. We have to blame ourselves. We have to be accountable, and we have to become, you know, our brothers' keepers and our sisters' keepers. We have to make each other accountable again. I mean, it's not. We can't just sit back and say, oh, well, dudes should have been a little bit more responsible. But we have to also check ourselves and check each other.
You are right. And then the other story was the Shakira thing. Yeah. 6 weeks. You see, these are some of the things, some of these people, and I talked earlier about this big budget in Jamaica that the government, $641 billion expenditure budget. And Sister Empress T, I know you're probably not plugged in that much with what's happening in Jamaica. You know a good portion of that are going to some of them look up politician in their pocket. And them little kids away.
Everything is out of whack. Everything is out of whack. The money thing is just out of control. It really, really is. And you know, we almost have to hit rock bottom. I'm sorry to say that, but we still haven't gotten there yet, apparently, because things are still really, you know, going wrong in the wrong direction.
Indeed. All right, well, we know you did not come on to talk about this incident, but it was something that you heard, and because of the kind of subject matter that you address, higher frequency, this kind of falls in there. Because you've talked about this in different forms in the past. Hey, hopefully, I don't know. I
need you to keep your spirits up, though, because sometimes, these things get us down and make us feel hopeless. But, like I said, we have to get empowered with these things because once we hear about them and know about them, we have to act.
Yes.
Whether it's to write an article, Brother Ruel, or whether it's to make a song, Brother Kivaz. You understand what I'm saying? We have an opportunity to do something about it in each of our little ways, whether it's just to spread the stories. You know what I'm saying? We have to keep ourselves uplifted because that's the type of poison that keeps us down.
You're absolutely right about that. All right. Servant David had requested 2 weeks ago if you want to cover something about organic and inorganic food.
No, I wasn't ready to do it. We had a snow week here all week. It's like 11 or 10 degrees here now. It's actually pretty cold. So I didn't really prepare for that.
All right. That's fine.
I was going to explain to everyone how I was just trying to channel inward some of my energy to myself this week.
Some of you what? I didn't get that part. Some of you what?
I said I was going to try and channel some of my energy inward this week.
Okay.
So that next week I can bring you even more.
All right.
I always talk about the importance of refueling ourselves and knowing when to shut down some things and just to keep yourselves in a healthy state. Last week, I think it was that you presented the sleep deprivation videos.
Yeah.
Yes, and it really made me take account. And I went to sleep. I spent last weekend sleeping, and I felt so good. I felt just so revived, and I was so glad that you presented that.
But I keep saying it over and over, and I know you don't talk to some of the other people, but there are many others on the outside. You don't see them in the chat room because, as a matter of fact, I can tell you of about 7 persons that after your show and Keith Anthony's show, and even sometime I do the Thursday stuff, I speak to these people in the background, and they don't even come in the chat room. So there are people who are listening, and I'm amazed at the same time that they, for the most part, they said, Rula, the same thing Empress talk about Keith Anthony. I practice that. And I didn't even know that. In other words, they probably have been practicing it in the past, but not religiously. But now that you come on and emphasize it, they're taking it more serious. And I can say the same thing for me, because I started to do some things now that, I was just doing it casually and so forth. But listening to you, listening to Keith Anthony, it really encourages me and enlightens me more to say, yeah, hey, this is the right thing to do.
And it feels good. And I think that was one of the first things that I said, that, for the doubting Thomases, I said, just try it. And if you don't feel good, then you can stop. But I already knew that the moment you do any of those things that's designed to make you feel better, you're going to feel better. And the more better you feel, the more you want to feel better.
All right.
So, I just, that was the thing. And the thing about it is that we have to help each other, because as much as I talk about it, I told you I had gotten myself in a state where I was just operating on 2 and 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And I know better.
Right.
I know better, but in my attempts to spread the love, I just forgot a little bit. And so your videos, just reminded me that I needed to, to take care of me so that I can continue the love, because I was crazy without my sleep.
All right, Sister T, give you a second there. I know Librock is leaving us, and I know he was one of the first person on your very first show. He has to leave. He's at work, so he said he has to go to work. Once a blessed love to Librock and say hello to his mom for me, Miss Hammond. Librock was one of the first person when you did your first series on
Positive thoughts.
Oh, I was going to say spirituality, but okay. But definitely he had picked up on some positive energies from you, and he started to do certain things, started to feel better, and he comes in and he's more assertive now, and you can tell he's working through some of his personal issues. I want to say big up to Brother Lieback, and have a great weekend. Go ahead, Sister T.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, you know, I know that it takes time, and I also said that, but I know that you do feel and see immediate results. They say that if you do something for about 30 to 40 days, it becomes a habit. Your body and your brain will do it automatically. So that's why I say, you know, take it in stages. Remember I said with the apple cider vinegar, if you can get to that third day, then you can get to that fifth day. Yeah. And by the time you get to that fifth day, you're going to see results that it's going to propel you to do more. And it's the same with, you know, with positive thinking. And I even said, you know, do an example, do a test in your office, flip the script. You know, all the people that come in every day and they're, you know, normally grumpy and they have their little chip on their shoulder, or they always have their morning story for you. Flip the script. Tell them something different. Don't allow them to be the same way. If it's negative, don't allow them to be the same way. The ones that are positive, amplify it. Feed off of them so that you change the atmosphere and the energy in your workplace, and try it out. It's fun to do it. You know, I've had people come to me and they say, "Oh, I hate such and such," and I'll make a joke and, you know, not allow them to be angry or upset, because I don't feel like dealing with that sometimes.
Right.
You know, and the more you do it, the more fun it becomes. And then you look for opportunities to do it. Like I said, with the oxytocin, once you start feeling that feeling, you look for those types of sensations with everybody that you come in contact with. And that's what the higher frequency is all about. I just want everyone to, you know, to feel that vibe and, you know, energize off of it and then maintain.
Sister T, there are 32 people in both of the chat rooms, just on Ruler Bell Network. You know, barring the other ones, they'll block another 15, 16 radio stations. With the cool, that's just hitting hard here in the United States. You know, no, you don't come here this week with one concentrated topic. What would you say to them to protect themselves in this cool time, with the type of cold that we're getting? Because, you know, it's ridiculously cold. What would you say? Stay
indoors if you're able to. But if you do have to go outside, you know, they say dress in layers. You want to make sure that your nose and your ears, all the things that where heat escapes are covered to keep your body temperature, you know, regulated. Keep your little holes closed in. Warm fluids. I would take a lot of immunity things, vitamin C, echinacea, apple cider vinegar. You know, just keep yourself well, keep yourself happy. Try not to get depressed. I know it's cloudy and it's, you know, people want to stay inside. It's a little dreary out, but go out there and get some of the sun rays for like 2 seconds or so, or even look out the window. Still function, but don't let it get you down. It's beautiful. Just try to keep happy, because this is a time when people can get depressed really easily.
Yeah.
And, you know, we want to keep our spirits up. Spring is right around the corner. One thing I did this morning, because it was just so cold, I went and looked at the advanced forecast. Because sometimes if you can see the weather is about to change, and you can say, okay, in 2 weeks, this is all going to be a memory, you know, and then it can propel you to get through these next 2 weeks. So I went and looked at the forecast, and in the next 2 weeks, the temperature is going to start creeping up, you know, to the 40s, the 50s, and then the 60s. So that in the next 2 weeks, it's going to be firmly in the 60s, and I cannot wait.
And so that people can understand, you're in Virginia. So when you hear the temperature, she's talking about in Virginia. And, you know, I give the 5-day forecast because I think it makes sense. That's what most of these forecasters do on television and radio, give a 5-day forecast. And you're right. I mean, can you imagine living up in Boston where for a long period of time you get these many inches and feet of snow and you can't come out? It must be depressing. Morning to Kevaz.
I will say this, that I did go to high school up there in New Hampshire for 4 years, and you would think it could be depressing, but they make it so much fun that it's almost like a retreat, a daily retreat, because those who have fireplaces use them religiously. There's a lot of, you know, outdoor activities, cross-country skiing, downhill skiing. I know a lot of this sounds foreign, but it's actually a lot of fun and very healthy. Cross-country skiing is probably the most beautiful activity that you could do. I believe that Toronto Queen went on a cross-country ski trip.
Yeah.
And it's just, there are activities that you can do, but not like today where it's, below. But when it's around 30, 40, when it's regular cold, you can enjoy it. And it's not that bad. It's also time to be inside with your family, make one-pot meals. There's a lot you can do, really. It's time to connect. You could have family time, roast some popcorn, real popcorn,
All right. No, so and you just said maybe about 5 minutes ago, in these type of weather, make sure you take your apple cider vinegar, some garlic, some echinacea, ginger,
cinnamon, all of it. You could do all of it now. Right. Cinnamon, hot chocolate, very good. Cinnamon and honey, ginger tea.
Speaking of honey, I mean, honey, everyone is concerned about their glucose in general. Is honey the right thing to do? Does that affect your glucose level?
I'm not really certain, like the actual chemistry of it, but I don't think so because it's not made of the same sugar. Mm-hmm. But I'm not really certain, so I would have to look that one up, and I would get back to you. But I know that honey is more a natural sweetener. They always promote honey and agave because it doesn't have the same type of chemical reaction in your body. So, but I'm just not certain.
I want to
Don't quote me. I'm not a doctor.
No, I understand. Give your disclaimer. Let me welcome a lot of people. There's about almost 40 people in the chat room now. Some folks just came in. Iris Zion Radio, Patrick. They're carrying your voice now. They're carrying the broadcast over there in New York. And let me also welcome Kevaz, the big singer. Kevaz just put in the chat room. Kevaz says, I have learned to appreciate the tropics so much. It's chilly in Jamaica now, and people are bawling about the cold, laughing out loud. What if they were in Canada? I know back in 1976, I came here 75, 76, I went back. And in Jamaica, I remember up at Jillian, one night, it went, well, not night, but in the evening. Temperature dropped down to 70. And Sister Empress Tea, you would never believe so much mink coat and leather coat in Jamaica. It's
because those who don't have it want it. You know you want what you can't have.
Yeah.
Or you think you want it until you get it. Let them really come here with their little mink coats and see how long they want to wear them.
Yeah, and boots. Somebody put in the chat with boots. Yeah, in Jamaica, man, it get on to 70 and 72, man. Oh, fashion for kill you.
That's so true. That's funny. But yeah, just, keep your spirits up, people. It's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? There are bad elements, and we know that. So we just have to keep those bad elements in check.
Yes,
and keep it moving. Like I said, with that story with the girl, the mother's to be held accountable. Anybody that says, no, the man alone, no. They all three are to be held accountable. Because nowadays, 14-year-old girls are pretty mature. They know a little something. So it could be that she did. She might have really wanted that phone.
But something, let me just add, man. When I was in third farm in Jamaica, I was about 15 years old. In third farm, we had 3 girls. They were about my age, 15. And you see, when we get out of school at Excelsior at 2:30, 3 in the evening, some big rich man, some old gray-ass man come pick up them girls, So these things have been happening back from and that was 1969, 1970. So
and Rula, they probably been happening before that too. So
right. But
the thing is that it ended in murder because had he not murdered her, we wouldn't have even heard the story.
Exactly. And that was the point I was just about to make. Back then, the man them probably weren't that vicious and vital and cruel. But nowadays, nobody have no love in them heart, and which is what one of the things you try to neutralize, with this higher frequency. Take some of them negative thoughts. If you think you kill somebody, breathe deep in and go do something positive with your life.
Yeah, and balance it out. I mean, I'm not saying deny them because I get angry. I'm not going to sit here and have people believe that, I skip through the flowers every day, blowing wishes. That's not my life. I have real everyday conflicts and people that do things. But it's how I respond to it, not react, that makes it the difference. And, you know, we have become a reactionary society. We have to learn to respond. Stop for a moment. Think about what you're doing. Think about where you are. Think about who's involved. You know, like assess what's going on before you say or do anything. And that's the part that's missing. We have to slow things down. That's the main thing. You know, be mindful of what we're doing, not working autopilot. Autopilot.
Mm-hmm. All right. So next week it's 2 minutes on the upside. This is going to be an abbreviated rendition of Higher Frequency today. So next week you think you'll come with something concentrated in terms of the subject matter. Is that correct?
Yes, I will have a great topic for you guys next week. Okay, I'm just trying to re-energize a little bit. It's the winter time. I've been giving my love to everyone, and I just want to recharge a little bit.
All right.
And so I have some more to give.
I understand that, and we certainly appreciate all the time and effort that you take to put into these presentations along with Keith. Anthony, clearly many persons appreciate it, and we certainly appreciate it by coming in and drumming in some of these positive energies, and to reinforce, you know, people live good and live better and live loving.
Yeah, and feel better. And like I've noticed, like I said, there's people call it trends, but when you really think about it, these are things that we've been doing for a long time. We just forgot, or we just, you know, pushed them to the side. So, you know, it's natural to take walks and outside. It's just that we've forgotten to do it, so we don't do it anymore. And now it's like, oh, it's the trend. There's the walkathon. People have been walking for ages. That's what we do, we people, you know. So that once they give it these little trendy names, people are like, oh, no, I don't do that. I don't know that. But then when you remove the fancy name, you realize that it's just regular stuff. It's living. We're being people.
Indeed. All right, it's 11 o'clock. Going to give you another minute to wind it up if you don't want to add any more to it, because I know...
No, that was it. I just want to say thank you, everyone that listens, and we'll see you next week. I'm going to have a spectacular segment for you, and enjoy the cold weather. Enjoy your family in this cold weather. Feed them, hug them up, play board games, not video games. Talk to them, break out the old photo albums. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, we had pictures, actual physical pictures. Take them out. It's cold. Everybody gather around and show some pictures and talk.
Good advice. I'm going to follow your advice after this, but I'm going to drink some tea and some pear, some avocado, and some crackers and some bulla. And make sure we're good. All right, my lovely lady. Yes, folks, that's the one and only Empress T with the rendition. This is number 14 of the Higher Frequency. Yeah.